Everybody thinks the Bible is just psalms, prayers, and love thy neighbor. But what if I told you it's also packed with nightmare fuel? I'm talking ghosts rising from the grave, people eaten by dogs, body parts in the mail, and even a king eaten alive by worms. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll never look at Sunday school the same way again. Lot offers his daughters. Welcome to Sodom, a city so wicked the word itself became slang for sin. One night, angels disguised as men visit Lot's house. Seems normal, right? Wrong. By midnight, the men of the city gather outside, pounding the door, demanding to drag the visitors out. And here's where it gets disturbing. Lot, the righteous man, steps out and says, "Please, don't harm my guests, but you can have my 2 daughters instead." Excuse me? Even Freddy Krueger would say, that's a little much, bro. Hospitality in the Bible wasn't tea and biscuits. Sometimes it was horror and betrayal. The Levite's concubine. This one is pure nightmare fuel. A Levite and his concubine are traveling. They stop in Gibeah for the night, and a mob surrounds the house. Sound familiar? Yup, Sodom 2.0. The mob demands the woman, and she's handed over. Abused until dawn, she collapses at the doorstep. In the morning, her husband finds her body, and with zero emotion says, "Get up, let's go." She doesn't move because she's dead. What does he do next? He cuts her body into 12 pieces and mails them across Israel like some ancient horror anthology. Babe CSI, Jerusalem, Special Delivery Edition. If you thought Netflix crime documentaries were dark, the Bible just went full Saw. Jephthah's daughter. Jephthah, a warrior, makes a deal with God. "Give me victory, and I'll sacrifice the first thing that comes out of my house when I return." Bad move, because guess who runs out first? His only daughter, dancing with joy. Instead of saying, "Oops, never mind," Jephthah keeps his vow. The girl accepts her fate, mourns her life, and then, well, the text strongly suggests she was sacrificed. This isn't just tragic, it's biblical horror with a twist ending no one asked for. Herod's massacre of infants. Enter King Herod, paranoid, jealous, and terrified of losing his throne. He hears a new king of the Jews has been born, baby Jesus. So what does he do? He orders all baby boys under 2 in Bethlehem killed. Picture soldiers storming into homes, ripping infants from their mothers, and blood on the streets. It's one of the darkest Christmas scenes you'll ever hear. Forget Santa Claus. This was Silent Night turned into Slaughter Night. Cannibalism during siege. Now for the kind of horror Stephen King would write. Samaria is under siege, starving. 2 women strike a deal. Today we eat my son, tomorrow yours. So they kill and boil the first child. The next day, when it's time for round 2, the other woman hides her son. This story is so disturbing, it makes Hannibal Lecter look like a picky eater. The Bible doesn't fade to black. It slaps you with the horror of desperation. Amnon and Tamar. King David's house wasn't just royal, it was toxic. Amnon, David's son, lusts after his own sister Tamar. He pretends to be sick, lures her into his room, and despite her begging, he attacks her. Afterward, he kicks her out in shame. Tamar's life is shattered, and this act sparks a cycle of revenge and bloodshed in David's family. The Bible doesn't sugarcoat sin. It exposes it raw, ugly, and disturbing. The death of Jezebel. Jezebel, queen, villain and makeup queen of the Old Testament. When her enemies arrive, she paints her face, leans out a window, and taunts them. Big mistake. Servants throw her down, horses trample her, and dogs devour her flesh. When they finally check the body, all that's left is her skull, feet, and hands. Not even Hollywood slashers get an ending this gruesome. The Witch of Endor. Saul, desperate for answers, sneaks to the Witch of Endor. He whispers, "Bring up Samuel," she mutters, chants, and suddenly a ghostly figure rises from the ground. It's Samuel, cloak, shadow, and fury. He declares Saul's doom. "Tomorrow, you and your sons will be with me." Chills, pure chills. Forget Ouija boards. The Bible had real necromancy long before Hollywood did. The beheading of John the Baptist. At Herod's party, a girl dances so well the king promises her anything. Coached by her mother, she asks for John the Baptist's head on a platter. The music stops. The crowd gasps, and minutes later, soldiers bring in the prophet's severed head, dripping, resting on a dish like the world's most cursed dinner entree. If that doesn't ruin the party, nothing will. The terrors of Revelation. Revelation, the Bible's horror climax. Picture this: locusts with human faces and lions' teeth swarming the earth, rivers of blood, fire raining from heaven, people begging for death, but death itself refusing to answer. This isn't just scary, it's the apocalypse, written like a horror blockbuster. So tell me in the comments, which of these stories disturbed you the most? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who thinks the Bible is boring.